Oh my gosh, I have just learned about the spies of the American Revolution. Welcome to the first installment. I am your host, Banana Boy. Before we get into today's podcast, just a reminder that we're hosting a giveaway for a free Netflix trial on us. All that you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe, follow me on MySpace, stripe out on Tinder, friend me on Roblox, meet me on Craigslist, and do this on 9 different accounts, and you could win a free Netflix trial on us. Now, for our first guest, John Honeyman, who is asked to remain anonymous. A former spy of the American Revolution, he is here with us today. John?
Thanks for keeping me anonymous, Mr. What's your name?
I wanted to stay anonymous too, bro. Come on, what's your deal? Anyways, why were you given so much recognition for being a spy?
Because I kinda got hung by the redcoats and served for my country.
So how are you even here?
I don't know.
Stay on the script.
Oh, yeah. So, John, let's begin with your early life.
So I was born in Ireland from Scottish descent. My father was a poor farmer and received little education, but I was able to learn how to weave, which is an extremely important skill. I actually weave this shirt, which is made out of cotton.
No,
back
dude,
in 89.
please keep your shirt
What's your guys'
on.
deal? Oh my god!
What is that thing?
You look like melted ice cream!
Alright, chill. You guys want a scarf?
Whatever, sure.
Relevant information.
Oh, yeah. Then I worked as a farmer until the age of 29 and entered the British Army to fight in the French and Indian War in 1758.
How about after that war?
After being honorably discharged from the British Army, I settled in the sweet little area of Pennsylvania working as a butcher and a weaver.
So, how did you become a spy?
I met my man Georgie when he was attending meetings with the Continental Congress. Asked if I could be a spy, and he said no. So I said please, and he said no. But he eventually agreed when I offered him a pair of mittens and a raccoon beady.
Interesting story. How about you make me a Trump sweater?
What's a Trump?
I've said too much. MAGA.
Don't talk about politics.
Okay, fine. What was your special tactic when acting as one of Washington's spies?
I was known for spreading lies and manipulating people in order to survive and gather information for my man George Washington. Give it up for George!
What specific jobs did you pull off?
I was a personal spy and British informant for George Washington. Specifically, I was responsible for gaining crucial information, allowing Washington to take that victory royale in the Battle of Trenton.
Alright, thank you for giving us some insight on your interesting and action-packed life. Hey, can I still get that Trump sweater?
Alright, cut it out. Next person. Jeez, I gotta bleach my eyes after seeing that.
Before we get into our next guest, we would like to thank our sponsor, AmericanSpice.com. Use promo code SPICE with a Y and 2 E's and get 99% off on your next purchase of 20 tons or more of whole powdered eggs. Personally, I enjoy substituting that stuff for my salt. And now, for our next guest, Cato, who is another important intelligence gatherer in the American Revolution. Unfortunately, he's been captured and murdered by the British. However, he found a way to put his own personal time aside for our podcast. On to you, Kat. Why did you become a spy?
So it all began with me serving as a slave for my owner, Hercules Mulligan. Mulligan was an agent for the Culper Ring Out of New York.
So, what did you do that was significant in the war?
Acting behind British territory, I was able to gain important information. I warned George Washington that he was about to be captured and murdered.
Wang!
And then I was captured and murdered.
Dang. Anyways, let's talk about your owner, Hercules Mulligan.
I was actually very faithful to Mulligan, despite the fact that I was his tool. Mulligan ran a fashionable clothing business. He was married to Elizabeth Sanders, a daughter of the Royal Navy Admiral. This allowed him to interact with the British officers who would talk to him about military matters. Mulligan attempted to flee New York City after the British occupied it in September of 1776. Hercules was eventually captured and returned to the city after a brief period of time in detention. We would also play Mario Kart Wii sometimes on the weekends.
Oh, nice. Can I play?
Yeah, I think we have enough controllers.
2 hours later.
Again, thank you to Cato for sharing his time for this podcast. And now, for our final guests, 2 anonymous members of Washington's Rangers.
Hello, bro.
We acted as the largest intelligence operation of the Revolutionary War.
Yes, bro. We were spread across North America, Great Britain, and Europe, bro.
Do you mind telling us some more about yourselves?
Well, my name is and his name is I do most of the talking, and he only says yep and describes us, bro.
Is that all he says?
Yep.
Oh, so tell me about yourself.
We acted as the largest intelligence operation of the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, bro. That's all he says besides yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
So basically you're Ferb from Phineas and Ferb.
Yep.
Let's talk about your strategies that allowed our victory in the war.
Both sides of the war understood that the victory would only rely on sound political and military intelligence.
Yep.
We utilized espionage, propaganda, scouting, bribery, deception, and spreading misinformation.
Yep.
How would you guys be able to transmit information to each other?
Well, one of our methods was known as a dead drop.
Does that mean that you guys dropped dead on the ground?
Yep.
Nope. In contrast to a live drop where you would drop alive, a dead drop is basically where you would exchange information in a certain location without actually meeting the other individual in person. This was done by hiding the data in the disclosed place and the recipient coming at a later time to pick it up.
You couldn't have just exchanged raw information, so did you encode it in any ways?
In fact, yes.
Yep.
Personally, I was a total gangster, bro. I was known for making, breaking, and faking all the codes, bro. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Interesting. If I may ask, can you tell me one of the codes that you used in the war?
Nope.
Well, if you can't tell me that, then how did you make those codes?
Well, making a code is easy, bro. I'll demonstrate. Okay, I've got one. So I'll translate a series of short and long yeps and form a sentence, bro.
That's brilliant.
You understand, bro?
Yep.
Great. Say a sentence now and I'll do my best at translating, bro. Keep in mind, I'm an amazing translator and will most likely do it word by word, so it might sound a little bit off, bro. Don't let the green giraffes into the dry cleaning during the flood because we don't want their muddy thighs on our wallpaper in the...
Nope.
What the heck?
Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this podcast. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to find the answer to the age-old question. Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? See you then, and don't forget to take off the tinfoil before microwaving mac and cheese. See ya later.
And cut!
What? Oh, yeah. I was a personal spy and British informant for George Washington. I was a personal spy and British informant for George Washington. I was a personal spy and British informant for George Washington. I was a personal spy and British informant for George Washington.